Hello, hello, and welcome back. Today is day 8 of the 12 Days of Yoga Challenge, and I'm so glad that you're back. It is so nice to be here. I'm Danica, and of course, you probably already know that, but thanks for being here and continuing to show up for yourself. So today's posture is called Puppy Pose. It is a heart opener. It allows us to expand through the chest, a space that we're often closed off in during our everyday lives, typing, driving, whatever it may be. So if you have props, go ahead and grab them. They might be handy during this posture. I'll kind of talk about a couple different ways to use them, but go ahead and find a seat. Place one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Close the eyes and pause. Maybe you switch the hands. Do you always put the same hand in the same spot? And today I'm just going to ask you to move more out of intention than habit. And just allowing yourself to arrive here and now and to be in your body in this space and let the outside world fade away. Take a breath in. Open mouth. One more inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Seal the lips if you'd like. Start to fill the belly with air as you breathe in. Get a little taller. Roll the shoulder blades up and then all the way down the spine as you exhale. Sink and soften. One more breath. Great job. You can flutter the eyes open. We will begin our posture. So come into a tabletop position. So stacking your shoulders right over the wrists and the knees directly underneath your hips. Inhale through cow. Let's just warm up the spine really quick. And exhale through cat. Round as you pull in. 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one. Letting every vertebrae move on its own and then back to cat. Great job. All right, puppy pose, here we come. So you'll start to walk the hands forwards. The hips will stay over the knees, and then you'll melt the chest down towards the mat. You may need to drop the elbows, especially if the shoulders are tight, and then rest the forehead on the earth. I like to take my hands a little wider, making them almost like, not so all the way goalpost arms, but at least mat distance. If your low spine, right around the sacrum or anywhere in the lower spine is talking loudly, you can take the knees a little wider and then draw the toes in, almost like child's pose legs, but this allows you to get a little bit more space in the low spine. So forehead can be on the mat, chin can be on the mat if you want more sensation between the shoulder blades. But take a breath in. Maybe you come up out of it just for a second. And then exhale, sink back down. Adjust how you need. We're opening through the heart space. This space can feel really vulnerable, especially when we ask it to be open. And so allowing yourself to breathe deeply, fill that space with breath, allow yourself some love here. If you'd like, you can always take blocks and place them underneath the elbows. This is going to allow the chest to fall more in between the arms. You might feel a little bit more sensation, but it might also feel nice to allow yourself that support. If the hips go back, you feel a little less as well. Palms can come together if you take the blocks. You can always even place a bolster underneath your chest, and that's really going to allow you to melt down. So if you have a bolster or even some sort of pillow, I like to take it either long ways or horizontal, and then let the chest melt and the forehead come back to the ground having the forehead supported is a nice way to release. But take a few breaths. Let the shoulder blades squeeze together and fall down the spine. Having an open heart can feel vulnerable, like we talked about earlier. But an open heart does not mean an unprotected heart. Previously in this challenge, we talked about being rooted, finding our foundation so that we can flourish. And so as you allow your heart space to expand here, let yourself be vulnerable. Because you are rooted in a firm foundation. You are enough, right here, right now. And as you breathe in, you surround that heart space with love and compassion and gratitude. And then you surrender and you find stillness. But you're never stuck. Take a few more breaths here. Try to stay in this posture for at least 10 full body breaths. And when it begins to get a little uncomfortable, you breathe louder. You tell yourself that you are okay. And that just because it's a little uncomfortable, you've got this. And the release is always so much better when it feels earned. Last few breaths, stay with me. What can you soften? The shoulders melt a little bit heavier. The heart falls a little bit more. Take your elbows wide if you need. My shoulders are always tight. And that's okay if yours are too. Last 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, slowly start to slide yourself forwards onto your belly. Let the arms come down by your side. Take one ear to the mat. Let the shoulders round towards the ground and notice what you feel. Take a few breaths here to soften, acknowledge the work you've done. Thanking yourself for showing up. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders. Inhale as you press yourself up. And find a seat. Hands can come together in front of your heart. Eyes can stay closed if you'd like, but we take a breath in together. Inhale. Exhale. And maybe that one was the fullest one yet, because you've made a little bit more space. Let your eyes flutter open. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow.